Hello. I'm just gonna have some, Barbra Streisand on in the background, don't mind me. Um, I like to start this off by thanking you guys for such a positive response on my last video. I mean, I didn't, one, expect that it was gonna be 43 minutes long. Like, I kind of figured it was gonna be a little lengthy, like 20 minutes or something. But then, I talk a lot, and so that just got prolonged. But, oh, you guys are fantastic. Like, I am speechless. Your response to that made my day. It made, I won't even start. But because of that video, I feel like I should probably, not like I should probably, I'm going to start making videos like that, but on a specific illness, either every week or maybe 2 videos a week, maybe 2 videos a week if I'm feeling very ambitious, or if I have a lot to talk about. So you guys should, tell me things that you want to talk about. Here are some topics that I know I'm going to talk about right now. So, look. I really hope that works, because I have to edit it in, but I have to, stop the framing it. No problem. So yeah. Those are just a couple of the ones that I'm thinking of doing right now. I really want to get a lot of videos in. Like, I really want to start doing this often. But today, yay Mondays, my topic is gonna be diabetes. Just because for a first, really in-depth video, I think that because I know so much about it and I can get a little in-depth into it, it might be a good idea. I really hope, I doubt this is gonna be, really long, but you'll already know, because it tells you how long it is. Yeah. Diabetes. If you don't like Barbra Streisand, I'm very sorry, but that's gonna be on repeat while I do this, because I'm kind of obsessed with this one. Alright, diabetes. I'm gonna recap, in case some people didn't really understand, or they didn't really listen the last time. Here we go. Type 2 diabetes. I'm gonna start with that one first. It is type 2 diabetes is when your body is still capable of producing a little bit of insulin. The insulin in your body, what it does is it breaks down the sugars from the foods that you eat, like glucose and stuff like that. Yeah. And that's what your pancreas does. It sends insulin to the sugars to break them down and then create energy and such, like your body does, because it's fantastic. Most people mistakenly believe that only obese people or people that are overweight can get diabetes type 2, which in no way, shape, or form is true. You can get diabetes, you can get type 2, first off, and this is actually kind of common, you can get gestational diabetes, and that's when you're pregnant. You get it for, the amount of time that you're pregnant, but then your pancreas starts to work back, together, and, and, it starts producing the insulin that it needs, and you're fine. Then there's onset diabetes, type 2, because I don't think that it's type 1, but I may be wrong. I'm not a doctor. Onset diabetes is when you are getting older, like we do, and you get to a point in your life where your body's starting to shut down a little bit, and it... sorry, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, your body's shutting down because you're getting older, you're just getting weak, and so your pancreas, it goes. And it may produce a little bit, but that's just how it works. Things that can, now, I'm not sure about what I'm about to say, or... That didn't sound good. Okay. I'm not a genius on type 2 diabetes. I know a lot about diabetes in general, but as far as how it feels to be type 2, I'm not a genius because I don't have type 2. So I'm not sure if it feels the same or if you get really high or really low, but I do believe that there are definitely some similarities when it comes to coping with type 2. One of the ways to treat this is to be on, like, shots. I'll insert a picture or something maybe at the end because I really don't want to stop this, of what I use when I use shots and stuff. Or it may just be as simple as kind of controlling your diet, with or without those shots. I know that some people take pills. I'm not a genius on this, but basically what happens is they take pills and it kind of helps level out what they're doing so that they don't have to take as many shots and they don't have to be as conscious of what they're eating. But yeah, I don't know how this is gonna come across to you guys, but talking just to my webcam, it sounds like it's a lot easier than it is, but it really isn't. It's not as difficult to maintain as type 1, but it is a struggle because if you have type 2, you want your pancreas to work and you want to do everything that you can to try and fix it. So you're constantly on check with that, and you're constantly looking for ways that you can improve yourself. Yeah. And I'm just gonna do this in segments again, because I said so. Alright, time for type 1. Type 1 is the more severe type of diabetes. I have type 1. Basically, what type 1 is that your pancreas produces absolutely no insulin. Nothing. And so you rely on your shots or your pump. Oh, that's upside down. That's awkward. Your pump to keep you alive. I'm going to take a second right now to explain what a pump is, because not a single person I've ever talked to understands it. The pump. Okay, this is what it is. Oh, awkward. This thing in my right hand is the pump itself. This thing, this tube, oh, you can't see it. This tube that's down across my chest, is the tubing that the insulin goes through. This is what is connected to your site. A site is this. That. Awkward. Sorry, I'm so awkward. When you put a site in, it It depends on what kind of pump you have. I'll put a picture of it and title it at the end or somewhere in here. But basically what it is this thick part in the middle where the blue is. There, underneath it is a tiny little thin tube that's inside of your body, that's in your skin. So when you put the sight on, you need a needle to put it in your arm. I'm sorry if I keep looking over here. My phone is just orgasming everywhere. I don't know. So it sticks on your skin. Most people change it every day, every other day or every 2 days. I'm not the best diabetic in the world. I change it maybe once or twice a week because I don't want it to get infected, but whatever. The bicep isn't a very... I'm not going to say it's not a popular place to put it, but you don't see it very often. Partially because to put it on, you have to, you know, do this and put it on your shirt. The main places... I put them on my upper thighs, or you can put them on your hip, right above your butt. I've also put them on my abs. But then what happens is, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but you get pockets. I've kind of fixed it, but what happens is the cartilage in your, or the junk in your stomach, it creates a little bump, like right about there, and commercials, and so it gets hard, and the sight stops working, and all this other stuff that is not good. So you have to change where you put it. But lately I've been putting it in the bicep, and it works fantastically. I mean, it's fantastic. As far as when you take a shot, when you're a kid, most parents will put it in your arms, just because that's the easiest place, so they don't have to like take it. So you don't have to. So they don't have to put it in your legs. There's no way that I can get around that awkward statement. But like personally, when I give a shot, I'll usually give it in the abs, because then I can just, you know, lift my shirt up and put it in. If I have a little more time or it's a really big dosage of insulin, I'll put it in my thigh, because yes, we can feel it when it goes in if it's a big enough bolus. If it's like a unit or two, unless the sensitivity level is really, really high, and so it's like, into the body, you're not gonna feel it. But like if you give like 10 or 12 units, then you're gonna feel it. So that's that. There are also these things called pens, where it's like you have a set amount of insulin in it. One is called Lantus, one is called Novolog. Novolog, which is like the insulin that you use for like maintaining yourself, is this in this little vial. Now in this vial, I have 134 units, just about. Doesn't look like much, does it? Well, it is. Insulin is given in very small dosages, like a tiny drop is like a unit, and that's like pretty. But these pens, they have a set amount of insulin in them, and then you just put a needle cap on, and you you turn it up to the amount that you want to give, and then you just kind of push, and that's how that works. I think I've covered everything. So yeah, pancreas doesn't work at all. You can either use, this isn't something you can control with diet. your A1C, which is basically like how good your blood sugars have been the past 2 or 3 months, that can be influenced by what you eat. Like if you eat a lot of sugary stuff, your A1C is going to be higher because you're going to have to give like more insulin or whatever, unless you stay on top of it. But like as a general rule, they tell you to kind of try and eat healthy or healthier, because then you feel better, and yeah. So I think that's all I have for this section. Yeah. Awkward beginning pause. Yay, water. That's actually leading into my next section. What we can and can't eat, and what we should and should not eat, and just the body of someone who has diabetes as a whole. Personally, as far as my eating habits go, I try and stay away from as much junk food as possible, just because it's unhealthy in for anyone. But my philosophy is that, okay, I'm already diabetic and have one organ not working. I really don't need anything else failing on me, so I'm just gonna try and eat more healthy. That's not to say that I don't like eat junk food and stuff, because I do. I eat junk food like every day. And I really like sweets and whatnot. But like every day for lunch, I have a yogurt. And lately I've been bringing apples a lot, because I like apples. And then when I get home, I don't just sit and snack on like, I don't know, chips, popcorn, whatever. Like, I'll make a sandwich and whatever. So, I say whatever. I don't drink soda. It's not healthy for you. You are putting useless calories into your body. And I don't see why you would do, like, it tastes good sometimes, but it's not beneficial to you in any way. Like, it actually hurts you overall. That's why I drink a lot of water. Like, a lot of water. You see me with a drink in my hand, it'll be water. Like, I'll walk around the house, like, people who have, like, been over my house or Skyped with me or whatever, they'll see me, like, sipping on this, like, huge freaking mug, and they're like, what are you drinking? That's a big cup? And I'm like, it's water. Yeah. When a diabetic is low, I'm gonna switch topics a little bit. How they feel. They feel drained. They feel drained. They feel very shaky. They want to sleep if they go low enough. And they just really have no energy, and they start like getting blurry vision, uncoordinated, just really, really disoriented. The best ways to remedy that is to have them eat, and this is for most people, but me especially, like, just as a personal point, milk, yogurt, crackers, like peanut butter crackers. Those work. They really work. If I'm low, don't try and be like, have some sugar, here's a zebra cake. Like, thanks for the effort. I appreciate the effort. But that's gonna have me go from down here, way up here, to back down here within a matter of an hour. Because the sugar is not simple, the carbohydrates are not simple, and they're not gonna stay in my body. They're gonna just burn. I can't stand it. They're just gonna burn like that, and they're not gonna stay. So you need to give me, you know, something substantial with simple sugars. Simple sugars are in stuff like bread and dairy. Not necessarily like cheese, but like one of the things I highly recommend a diabetic has on them at all times: glucose tablets. I have taken these out on multiple occasions because I felt low, and my friends are looking at me like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm taking a glucose tab. Do you want?" And I'll offer them one. Smells like tropical. Ooh. This is new. And when I offer them a glucose tab, I kid you not, every single person looks at me, gives this kind of expression, and then asks, "Am I gonna die? Is that gonna hurt me?" Yes, because when I woke up this morning, I said, you know what? I really want to get at them. I like that idea. Like, sometimes you guys are silly. Just silly. But no, what they look like. Come out. Okay. Sort of. They can be like, this is like an assorted package, I guess. They look like this. That's a pink one. Turn the Bible on. This one's a white one. Put it like down here. This one's a green one. The color has nothing to do with the nutritional value. They just taste differently. I personally really like the fruit punch kind that you can get, and like the coconut. But yeah, like, I would like to point out, I got this at CVS, right? I don't know if you can read that price tag, but for 50 tablets, that's like $5, or that's almost $6. So it gets expensive. Yeah, we have to have this stuff on us at all times, and so if we offer you one, it's probably because we don't like the flavor, or you're kind of anal like I am, and like you'll have like 6 left, and you want like 4, but you don't want to eat the other 2 to overshoot, so you're like, just, you want one? I don't know about you guys, but that's what I do. That's really it for, oh, almost forgot. When you're high, that just means that your body hasn't, when you're high, it means that the blood isn't, messing up, sorry. When you're high, it means that, the sugars that you've eaten aren't being broken down. So, they need to be broken down, which means you need to give a bolus. A bolus is the insulin that you're giving yourself. Some symptoms of that are going to be a very dry mouth, a dry tongue, a migraine that you can't even believe. Like, it's so painful that you can't move. It's awful. I want to eat it. And other ways to get it down is to like go run around and stuff, but sometimes you're not physically capable because you're so high. Yeah. And you also want to sleep if you're high enough. But yeah, that's pretty much it as far as that stuff goes. So yeah. Okay, so to end this video off, and I'm really hoping, I don't know how long those are, but I really hope this isn't like more than half an hour, or else this is gonna be really awkward. I'm gonna have to refilm stuff, or you guys are gonna yell at me for being so long. So I'm gonna really fly through this last one. Diabetes. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's police sirens and stuff going on in the background. there is no age to diabetes. You are not more prone to get it at one age than you are at another. There's no, like, juvenile diabetes is, like, type 1 most of the time. Like, JDRF, Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation Fund. So, yeah, one of those. But it's mainly focused around kids, but you can get juvenile diabetes up until you're, like, 30 and whatever. After that, you just have diabetes. Diabetes knows no gender. I've actually had to explain to people that, yes, girls can get diabetes. It's not just guys. Although I don't, to me that's really weird because, like, I grew up with one other girl who has the same kind of, you know, we're very, very similar in a lot of ways. And I've always known guys to not have it. But then I got to the high school and I got acquainted with people and stuff like that. And so I realized that there are actually a lot of guys that have it. I'm not going to try and pretend that I know which gender has more diabetes, but diabetics in it, but that's just how that is. Diabetes is starting to be found that it is regional, but that doesn't mean that everyone in that region has a higher risk of getting diabetes. The fun fact from the last video was that 90% of diabetics are type 2. Within that 10% that's type 1, 90% of that has zero, like, not even anything in their family history of diabetes. I'm one of those cool kids that doesn't have any history of it. Clearly I'm just fancy. I mean, who are we kidding? Yeah. That's about it. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm the best diabetic in the world. I'm far from it. To be completely and utterly honest with all of you, because I love you and I'll just be honest. I do my blood like once a day at lunch if I go to school. Or if I feel high or low and I want to do an accurate, you know, bolus. But I do bolus whenever I eat. I bolus when I feel high, stuff like that. I try and exercise. I tried working out for a little bit, and I really had to monitor myself, and that was good. But as far as right now goes, I don't do anything special, and it's just kind of like, I mean, I've had it for 14 and a half years. You get used to things, and you know how your body works after that. So more than anything, it's instinctual as to what you should do. I personally think that diabetes is far too underappreciated because, like, alright, my mom had really severe breast cancer twice in both breasts, and you see every single fundraiser for cancer, and I fully and wholeheartedly support cancer research and cancer, you know, fundraisers, but you don't see fundraisers for anything else. And I think that there are enough possibilities, like stem cell research, which is basically you take the cells from, like, the umbilical cord or some other parts of your body if you're doing adult stem cell research, and you try and clone them and rebuild cells to put into the pancreas and such to get you functioning. It was a possibility for me to do a study for an artificial pancreas. I didn't do that. They didn't choose me. I don't know why. I would have been a great candidate. Well, actually, it was. But yeah, there are medical advances happening every single day, and you never know what can happen. That came across really happy, but I'm gonna put a little downer and say that I really don't think that there's gonna be a cure for diabetes anytime soon. I just don't. I don't see anything advancing that much that can happen. Hopefully I'm proven wrong, but I don't see any cure coming right now or in the near future. So, yeah. I think I'm gonna wrap this video up because it's getting long and you guys are gonna hate me. Really, you're gonna hate me. I'll put the pictures at the end so that you can see them. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm gonna start making a video like every week or maybe even 2 times a week. If you guys could talk to me, tell me what you want me to talk about, I will be more than happy to do my research and ask you and find out about it and then make a video. Because if at least one person thinks it's important enough to talk about, then I bet a lot of other people will, so the video will hopefully be beneficial. Like, I'm not going to turn anything down. There's nothing that I wouldn't put in a video. Like, it literally, guys, it can be anything. Whether it be, like, the stuff that I listed at the beginning, or something that's not so medical, sort of, or being, like, addicted to cigarettes, or sex, or what. Like, I will talk about anything. I have no shame when it comes to talking about this. So, yeah, I want to finish this before it gets 8 minutes. So, I love you so much. Alright, bye.